سول ہیلنگ فاؤنڈیشن ایک ایسا انسانیت پسند ادارہ ہے جس کا مقصد نہ صرف ذہنی صحت کے بارے میں آگہی فراہم کرنا ہے بلکہ اس میں مشاورت، ورکشاپس اور انٹرنشپ پروگرامز بھی شامل ہیں۔ ان سب کے علاوہ سول ہیلنگ فاؤنڈیشن ماہرین نفسیات کے حقوق کے تحفظ کے لیے بھی کوشاں ہے تاکہ ماہرین نفسیات کے لیے پاکستان ریگولیٹری اتھارٹی کو تشکیل دیا جا سکے۔ اس ادارے میں ماہرین نفسیات اپنی رضاکارانہ خدمات سر انجام دے رہے ہیں۔ ان سب کا مقصد دنیا کو رہنے کی ایسی جگہ بنانا ہے جہاں انسانوں کو ذہنی سکون اور اطمینان قلب مل سکے، اور یہ سب ممکن ہو سکا ہے محترمہ ساجدہ کاظمی کی بدولت۔ وہ اس ادارے کی CEO ہونے کے ساتھ ساتھ بہت قابل، ہونہار اور تجربہ کار ماہر نفسیات بھی ہیں۔ انہوں نے بھرپور جوش و جذبے کے ساتھ سول ہیلنگ فاؤنڈیشن کی بنیاد بہت نیک تمناؤں کے ساتھ رکھی ہے۔
Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you all to the platform of Soul Healing Foundation. As you all know, that we have started a series of lectures related to one's psychological or mental health. The topic that I am going to cover today is selective hearing in children. Do you feel exasperated by repeating yourself again and again in front of your children and they don't listen to you? Do you feel that whatever you're saying is not important for your children and somehow they ignore what you say? Then you're struggling with selective hearing, which is very common in children nowadays. Selective hearing can be because of many reasons, but I'm going to mention some of the important and common reasons today. Let's come to the first reason of today's topic. First and foremost reason can be that you are saying too much. Yes, as a parent, you are saying too much. Notice your talk to your children. The best method to gain children's attention is staying brief and sticking to the point, especially young children. They have a very short attention span. Don't just give your children a number of tasks or a lot of explanations. This will make your point less important for them. Now let's take an example. For example, your child does something wrong and you punish him. Now don't just start explaining why you are punishing him. Some parents would just drag the reason of punishment to such a point that it will just dilute the message. Effective results can only be produced if you are to the point in your message, not only practically, but also in your words. Let's come to the second reason. So another reason can be attention of your child. Most of the times, children are intensely focused on the things that they are doing. As a parent, your job is to observe your child deeply. Observe if they are concentrated on any other activity. Don't blame them to be not listening to their parents. It's not non-compliance all the time. Rather, give them time to get out of that activity and listen to what you are saying. For example, if your child is watching his favorite cartoon or maybe movie, or maybe he's just playing a game and you have started to ask him to sleep, don't get angry if he doesn't listen to you because he is attending to something else already. What's the solution in this case? The best way to tackle this problem is give your child some time to get out of that activity. Ask him to listen to you and then make a face-to-face conversation with your child about whatever you have to say. This will not only validate your point, but children will give importance to what you have to say. Now, this brings us to our third reason of today's topic, which is exactly the vice versa of second reason. Yes, it's about parents. Third reason can be that you are busy somewhere else. Be aware of yourself, especially when you're talking to your children. If you are busy somewhere else and asking your child to do something, or maybe you are just giving him a life lesson, the chances of him listening to you are very less. For example, if you are busy in making dinner and your child is playing and have not yet completed his homework, now what some of the parents will do will be that they will yell from the kitchen at the child to complete his homework. What do you think would be his response? Obviously, his response will be, okay, there can be two responses. First, he might not even bother what you said because he's busy somewhere else, he's not looking at you, maybe he didn't listen to you, or even if he did, he wouldn't give that much importance. The second thing could be that he might not do his homework actually. Even if he did listen to you, he would not do his homework. The best possible way for you is to come into your child's room or wherever he is and ask him by making a face-to-face conversation again about and tell him to complete his homework. Now, again, that should not be a long lecture, but a brief reminder. Yes, going back to the first point that I already discussed, that don't just drag the point of anything that you're supposed to say, the point of punishment or the point of asking him to do a certain task. Stay brief. This will increase your chances of this will increase your chances of actually getting heard, and not only now but also in future. Yes. Let's come to the fourth point. Observe if you are following your words. Yes, that is the fourth reason of today's topic. If you are repeatedly making false promises to your child, or you're not following what you are saying, this can be another reason of your child ignoring you. Now consider a situation. You asked your child to do his homework on time. You told him that he will get punishment if he didn't do his homework on time. But when he actually didn't do his homework on time, what you did in response to that is that you just ignored. You ignored what you said. You ignored the whole situation. You ignored the fact that he didn't do his homework. And you promised him a punishment. So, in the same way, you asked him to pick up his toys, but you didn't let him deal with the consequences when he ignored you. Here, you're actually teaching him to ignore you. Whatever you promised or said to your child, follow it. Follow it at any cost. This will not only teach him to be an honest man, but also be honest about his promises too. Now let's come to the fifth point of today's topic. Be aware of your tone to your child. Ordering too much or begging too much can be another cause of selective hearing in children. For example, do your homework right now. Pick up your toys right now. Or please do your homework. Have a moderate tone while talking to your children. It will help you gain his attention easily. On the other hand, your child is actually learning from you. If you show a moderate personality with a nice talking style, it will help him grow a modest person. Okay, let's come to the sixth reason of today's topic, and I think this is the most important reason up till now. It's actually continuous criticism. Now just put yourself in place of your child and you will understand this point very well. Would you like yourself to be criticized all the time? Would you give attention to that person who is mostly negative about you? For example, you want to say something to your child and he doesn't pay attention. saying him that you don't listen to me or why can't you listen to me, etc., won't solve the problem. Your criticism might also be true, but there is always a time and a proper way to criticize. Let's suppose you want your child to leave cartoons and do his homework. Telling him that he's always watching TV and not doing his homework might not be effective. Deal with positivity. For that, you'll have to stay calm first and then pass your message. Now let's summarize today's lecture. I will be highlighting some very important points from today's lecture. The first point can be start talking face to face to your child. Yes, it is very effective, and your child will also feel important if you start talking to him face to face. Now, second point is make eye contact with your child while telling him to do something. Third point is give him the time of transition from the activity he's actually doing. Don't just start telling him to do different tasks, or maybe start telling him to do different things. Give him proper time of transition. Make him attentive towards you before saying anything. Grab all his attention and then give your point. Be aware of your own self while talking to your children. Give all your attention to your child while talking to him. Do not ignore what he says, because you cannot expect that he will listen to you even if you ignore him. Prioritize your chores, and here you should know that children should be on the top. Don't order or beg to your child. Instead, have a moderate tone while speaking to him. Don't get angry or frustrated if he doesn't listen to you. Keep yourself calm and be aware of the words you use with your child. Stop criticizing your child, or even if you want to criticize, because sometimes positive criticism is very important, and as a parent it is your duty to criticize your child, but you have to know that what time is suitable for telling your child about anything or maybe criticizing him. Okay, that brings us to the next point. Fulfill all the promises that you make with your child. Always follow your words. Don't expect results overnight. He might not start obeying you instantly, but you have to notice the change in him. Just see how his habits are improving. That brings us to the last point of today's topic, that is give him the time. If you are already dealing with the problem of selective hearing in children, then obviously you have to give them proper time to get out of that habit, and that will only happen when you will start changing yourself, your behavior towards them. So on that note, I'll be wrapping up my today's lecture. I hope it will be helpful for you. May you be blessed.